And we are all live. But before we get started, welcome, comrades, to the Soviet Socialist Republic of the United States. And I am your host, Antonio Arm, as a Wake Up America, aka Beast Mode. Welcome to our show tonight. Welcome to our show, guys. We got a show for you. We got a lot of information we want to share. We're talking about the Constitution. And I just had to play that Soviet national anthem. And that national anthem from the Soviet Union is to remind us how precious our freedom is, how precious it is to be an American, for our freedom that we take so much for granted. For those of you who don't know me, I also, look at my background, I have served over 22 years in the military. I served in a number of hats. 1, United States Army. 2, I served in the Air Force as well. Civil engineer, and those who understand what Red Horse is, that was my outfit. Plus, I was airborne and used to Cape Park and part of the 82nd and 80th Division Training Command, places like that. So I had a chance of it. Also wore a blue uniform, and I also served in law enforcement as part of the Department of Justice, Federal Bureau of Prisons. That's what I did. Cops catch the bad guys. I kept them in, and that was my job. So that way you can sleep at night. All right? So what brings me here tonight? And I just wanted to, first of all, also thank everyone on YouTube and on Facebook. Hopefully you guys will continue to see me and I'll be able to produce videos. Right now, my grandchildren are with their mother and I am free. And I have a guest of honor. How you doing? Who's come to, what you got? What news you bring? Oh, okay. I thought you had some news for me. But anyway, so guys, we're live. I'm live on the channel. And I finally got my computer right here to work properly. It's just one of those things. You just have to be patient, especially when you haven't used it in a while. But I just want to take this time, guys, to talk to you about assault on the Second Amendment. All right. And also, guys, I appreciate you. Check my book out. We are living in the finished work of Christ. We are living in the finished work of Christ. You can Google it. You'll find it on Books A Million. Or my other book, Hurricane Katrina and I. Hurricane Katrina and I served on active duty in New Orleans as a first responder from the hurricane. I tell you, I saw a lot. I mean, you never dreamed that your home city will be devastated, and you've seen the destruction. You know, it's life-changing. You know, a lot of guys go down range and see these things, but to have it at home, man, it just hits you right here. So, and also my other book is Breaking Away the Chains of the Bondage of the Tradition of the Church. And a lot of our church is in bondage. And now a lot of them are closed. Okay? You know, God bless you if your church, home church is open and your ministry is witnessing, but a lot of restriction because of COVID-19 has made that almost impossible. You know, you go over a liquor store and have a bar open, and you know, you can go to the grocery store, but you can't assemble and worship. And that infringes on the Constitution. But that'll be another story. But one thing I do want to talk about today is about the assault, as they call it, assault weapons. What is an assault? What is an assault weapon? You know, and what are these things that they're talking about that Congress wanted to pass? Biden has made it his, you know, one of his great movements is to ban assault weapon, as they call it. You know, they want to ban the Second Amendment. That's what they really want to do. So he wanted to go out and ban assault weapons. The Democratic Party, the Communist Party of the United States wants to get rid of our rights to bear arms, our rifles, our pistols, doesn't matter. There's nothing assault about a rifle except when a person takes the rifle and go on an assault mission. I served in the military. I don't know. But you got guys like on Wikipedia who redefine what it's a military rifle and take a civilian rifle and call it assault rifle. I don't understand. So I'm going to read to you guys what it is assault is. Okay, so we all know what an assault is. I'll give you a little exercise. Assault is an act of inflicting physical harm, unwanted physical contact with a person or some specific legal definition of threat and attempt to commit such action in both crime, tort, and therefore may result in criminal prosecution, civil liabilities, or both. That's what an assault is. Assault weapons in a term, a weapon is used, and this is what the Wikipedia use again, used in the United States to define firearms. Wow, firearms. Now hold on to that. The definition varies among regulation, jurisdiction, but usually includes semi-automatic firearms. Really? Really? With detachable magazine, pistol grip, sometimes other features such as vertical forward grip. Sounds like a shotgun to me. Flash suppressor. You can put some flash suppressor on anything. I mean, or firearm specific by name. Some rapid firearms in combat use. Really. Now, this is how the military defines the military assault, okay? To make a short and violent but well-ordered attack against a local objective, such as a gun emplacement or fort or a machine gun nest. That's what an assault is. So, and I'm going to read this also. The federal assault weapons ban passed in 1994, led by Joe Biden. The U.S. Department of Justice in general, assault weapon was a semi-automatic rifle firearm with a large magazine. Now, that comes from the 1994 assault ban. You got to remember, people were shot not by us, what we call automatic magazine rifles. Most of the people were shot with shotguns, pistols, revolvers, well, maybe an occasional knife here and there, or maybe a bow and arrow. But, you know, what gets me about these socialist Democrats is that they create a narrative after a violent act just taken place, whether it be in South Carolina or Colorado. And this is not the first time, because it seems like every time an act of terror has taken place in a public school, in a grocery store, or a church, or somewhere, hey, they come out and say, we got to ban assault rifles as part of our legislation. And that's totally ridiculous, America. That is totally infringing on your rights to bear arms. They want to make it illegal. Now, the Commonwealth of Virginia, under Ralph Norton, wants to ban not only assault rifle, but rifles, period. Weapons, period. They want to take the First, Second Amendment rights. They've already taken our First Amendment for free speech and freedom of assembly or religion. They want to make this a nation under dictatorship. So, let's look at this again, okay? I already shared with you what is military assault. Guys who make an assault who just happen to have a rifle, whether it be a revolver, a magazine. In most World War II and World War I, maybe have a 20-round clip or a 10-round clip. I don't know. Springfield rifle. And they go and assault a bunker or a fighting position, or they're assaulting a hill. You know, we forgot about World War II or Korea and Vietnam and Desert Shield, Desert Storm. But anyway, that's what we do. We assault. We soldiers assault positions. So what does the right to bear arms really means? The right to keep and bear arms. The right to keep and bear arms, often referred as the right to bear arms, is the right of the people to possess weapons, which is arms, okay, for what? Their defense. So we got a right to bear arms for our defense, because that's what the Second Amendment guarantees. I mean, without the Second Amendment, anybody can just take your home with, break into your house, attack your family. The word assault covers that too. They can assault your wife, assault your children, and kill. And you got nothing to protect yourself. And this is what these jokers are trying to do. So, the Second Amendment, the United States Constitution reads, and I got it right here, a well-regulated militia being necessary for the security of the free states, the rights of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Do y'all hear me? America, do you hear me clearly? Listen to me clearly. I want you to understand your constitutional right. I want you to understand your college professor will not go over this with you. He will probably fill your head up with leftist rhetoric to make you a Bolshevik or a fascist and to make you go crazy. But anyway, let me continue. Now, it shall not be infringed. Our rights to own a rifle with a bolt action, a rifle with a shotgun action, a rifle with a magazine that shoots one at a time, semi-automatic, a rifle that has that is automatic with a mag 30-round clip, 40-round clip, 60-round clip. I mean, I'm a sports. I like. Some people are sports shooters just for fun. 20-round, 10-round magazine doesn't matter. You have a right to that. That's your right as a citizen. Hey, so we got guys who make their own ammunition. We got guys who fire musket, who have a musket, mind you, and are professionals with that. So I said all of that just to share this information because I went on the FBI website, okay? And the reason I said that, I went to the FBI website, I read a news article from dailycaller.com. Dailycaller.com. It's a news media that is not spin and it's not favored with the liberals. It's a very conservative media. So I read an article and it was talking about the recent shooting, and I'm going to quote it. I'm just going to quote it to you. It said the recent shooting in Atlanta, Georgia, border Colorado are driven in a renewed push to ban assault rifles. Remember this. Like AR-15s. But according to FBI data, far more murders are committed with handguns, knives, and even hands and feet. Now, let me stop there for a second. I went to the FBI website, okay? When you go to the Federal Bureau of Investigation, what you do is go to the Crime Data Explorer. Go to the Crime Data Explorer, and what you will find is a lucrative amount of information that will open your eyes in reference to this assault-style rifle weapons bill ban. A lot of them, and this is my opinion, this is based on the document. The documents are right here. This is the documents right here, ladies and gentlemen. Right here from the website. And these are the things I really noticed. They give you graphs over the years. I went from 2009 to 2019. Let me see. I'm having some problem here. Okay. So, I'm going to read on, but I want you to, and it's got a beautiful graph. You just got to go to the website and see for yourself. All right? I got two cameras running. All right? So, the FBI most recent data from 2019, and I confirmed with the FBI website, shows that firearm accounts a vast majority of homicide overall. Total is 10,258. That's 10,258, ladies and gentlemen. The number of homicides committed using rifles. Now remember, I said 10,000. We got some technical issue. 10,258, correct? And I must have pressed the button by accident, but that's okay. We're going to move on. 10,258 people were killed, all right, total. Of that 10,258 that were killed, the number of homicide committed using a rifle is 364. Can y'all hear me? Can everybody hear me? If you hear me, say, just wave your hand, say like, give me some thumbs up. But here's the thing that is sad. it's really sad that we're living in a country where our Second Amendment freedom is taken for granted and it's being twice removed. So, out of the 10,258, only 364, and the year before that, in 2018, was less than 300. Less than 300 were killed by AR-15, automatic rifles, and so on. So handgun listed are the primary weapon in the 6,368 cases. Shotgun account for another 200, where there were 45 cases that named other guns as weapons, 3,281 cases in which the type of firearm was not specific, okay? Assuming unspecific cases follow the same ratio as reported firearm type number, in the cases in which rifles was used would increase by approximately 120, bringing a total to 484. Out of 6,000, mind you, 6,000 cases where homicide, death, drive-by shooting, all sorts of things with that mayhem that took place, the majority of it, I could say 90% of it, 95%, maybe 98% was done by handguns. The Democrats and the president, their supreme leader, Joe Biden, he's advocating a ban on assault weapons. Would it be safe to say that pistols can be considered an assault weapon? A BB gun could be considered an assault weapon? What about hands? Could that be considered an assault weapon? I'll let you decide. According to, as the article continues, in addition, 600 people were killed in 2019 with what the FBI referred to as personal weapons. Personal weapon meaning your hand, your foot, or your knees. That's martial arts. Or you just having a sucker punch somebody and they die. But I don't see a hand, ban on using your hands. I really don't see that. All right. So despite the data following nearly every mass shooting in the recent history, and I got a few things in my book about the mass shooting, there have been a push to tighten gun control. What for? It's not the gun killing people, it's the people that's killing people. It's not the rifle that's killing people, it's the people who have pistols, revolvers, that's killing people. 9mm, Glock 9mm, Berettas. That's what's killing people. But the politicians want to focus on what? They want to focus on the rifles. And that's sad. So as of right now, throughout the 2020, some argue that mass shooting in inner cities was a result of stress and lockdown of the coronavirus pandemic. Hey, blame China for that. China brought the pandemic here. The majority of the House of Representatives pushed for the lockdown. And you got Dr. the Bureau Fauci confusing the heck out of people. And as a result, people lost their mind. Now we got a supreme leader, Joe Biden, or the Führer, or the leader, Biden, who's passing legislations to ban assault weapons. Did you know that Adolf Hitler did the same thing? When the brown shirt was wreaking havoc, people were getting killed, and he had just been appointed as chairman of Germany. He wanted to bring peace and stability and jobs. First, he took the guns away. Then he took free speech away. Then he took freedom of religion away. Then he began the persecutions of Christians and Jews, sending them to death camps across Germany and Poland, after he conquered Poland, of course. So, let's get back to the point here. And thank you all for still sticking with me. The murder victims by 2019, as of 2019, handguns was 6,385 murders by handguns, not rifles, not automatic rifles, not machine guns. Now, hey, guys, tell me, not even cannons or artillery, 6,000 people were killed. Handguns, other firearm types, 3,290. Knives and cutting instruments, 1,481. Wow. And you will never think that the FBI would be interested with knives, killing 1,481 people. That's very extraordinary. Other weapons or weapons not stated, 940 killed. Personal weapon, hand, feet, and fists, and 599. This is 2019. Blunt object, like a club or a hammer, has killed. And it's hard to believe people still doing that. That's 398. Rifles, 364. Shotguns, 201. That's it. Narcotic drugs, 93. I don't know how you can take a narcotic drug to kill somebody. I mean, fire, strangulation, 64. Other guns, 46. Poisons, it'd probably be BB guns, I guess. Poisoning, 16. Drowning, 7. Explosive, 3. Total number is in America 14,024 homicides in 2019. But out of that 14,024 people that were killed, it was a result of, the mass result was from handguns, not rifles. The majority now buy shotguns or knives. And it's hard to believe knives came in third place. And rifles came in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th place. And shotguns, 8th place. So, guys, we just got to make some sense, do some common sense. And here's another breakdown for you. And I just want to educate some of you. In 2018, it was 6,726 people died as a result of violence. Handguns, here it is, 6,726 was used to kill. 3,068 people were killed by firearms of another type. 1,557 people were killed by knives. Personal weapons like your hand, fist, or foot, 711 people were killed. It's amazing. Blunt object, 455. That's a high number. Rifles, 306, very small amount. And 239, I'm going to stop right there, is reference to shotguns. Now, this comes from the federal government CDE website. And it's the Crime Data Explorer, CDE, Crime Data Explorer website. And this is where I got this information here. And I'm here to tell you guys, it's not the AR-15. It's not, by the majority, semi-automatic rifle of any form, AK-47, anything like that. It's not the case, guys. You're being totally deceived. And like I said, I got it from the 2019 from the FBI Uniform Crime Report. There's also another statistics there. And guys, you got to see this for yourself. I had one guy made a comment not too long ago, and he stated that I really wish that just addressing the real issue going on here, 80% of the mass shooting in America are European Americans. Okay, he was black, happened to be black. Said, cut out the bull. If you want to have gun control, then make the penalty for committing crime with illegal firearm more harsh. I agree with him. On that. Make folks who get caught with guns illegally serve more harsher sentence. I don't think Congress would be interested, or the Senate, or the House of Representatives would be interested in that. And that's a common sense approach to it, even for Virginians. But no one's even that, I mean, after all these years are making that point. No one's making that point to punish the doer and not punishing the Constitution as a whole. I mean, there's a lot of people who legally own firearm and who are great, good citizens who are not creating mayhem. Most of the mayhem, including handguns, are bought illegally. You had to do background checks and so forth, but the people who are committing the crimes are not committed to doing background checks. They just go out to whoever stole the gun or anything, buy it on the black market, okay, which is totally illegal. So I do believe with this gentleman that harsher penalties should be given to people who committed such crime and the use of firearm that were purchased or acquired illegally. I'm a firm believer in that. We got to do a better job of protecting our Constitution and voting for people who will represent us totally. That way. What else it said? Make people think twice about wanting to go get guns without penalizing us, lawful citizens. And I agree. A lot of lawful citizens are being penalized by these politicians. A lot of lawful citizens who purchase these firearms legally got the background check. They got the serial number attached to them. But the vast majority of people who are being murdered, and I'm talking about over 6,000 people as a whole, are purchasing firearms illegally through the black market, through drug dealers. I mean, you sell me drugs, I'll give you a gun, here's an ammo, do your thing. And that's not what it's all about. There should be a stricter punishment for them. Now, last, I have also a statistic on the number of blacks that are being killed by blacks. Victim by race, and here's the thing in regards to using pistols. Blacks there's over 7,543 blacks that were killed by the use of firearms, which is probably mostly illegal. Whites, 5,823. Unknown, 238. Asians, 228. Native American, Alaska Native, 168, and Native Hawaiian, 28. And like I said, it all comes from the Crime Data Explorer, the CDE. Go to the CDE website, you see all the information from the FBI, and it has a complete breakdown. It is sad that we're living in an age where our constitutional rights are in danger, and you got people abusing the system, and you got politicians looking at the wrong target. They're looking at the wrong target, and that is the gun owners who are lawfully good citizens. I do not advocate going after good citizens over this matter. I believe in going after the criminals and the criminals alone. The criminals acquired the weapon, whether it be a pistol, an arrow, or a knife, or a whatever. They made the decision to commit the crime, and they should pay for it. There should be harsh penalties for those who commit the crime who bought illegal weapon. They got it illegally. They killed someone. The penalty should be harsh. Not penalizing law-abiding citizens because they want to own one or they have owned one, and then they're telling you got to give up your weapons. That's ridiculous. We might be in the Soviet Union. I don't know. We might be in Nazi Germany. Well, I don't know. We might be in the CCP China. If things continue in the direction they're going, we're going to be in those government, living under the socialist government, which we are building up towards now. You take the guns away, you take the free speech away, you take the Second Amendment away, we have no freedom, guys. I'll tell you, everything will collapse on top of that. All right? But handguns is the number one instrument tool of murder. Victim relationship, I mean, the whole thing, you got to see for yourself. Just go on the website. I'm not going to hold you much longer, but I'll tell you, it's amazing how CNN brainwashed, social media is used to brainwash Americans to vote for these dictators and these people who are out of touch of America, like Biden. Biden is totally out of touch. But now that be, regardless of that point, he's seeking to take our civil rights away from us. And the way to do that is to take our Second Amendment right. They're already taking our First Amendment right away. They're putting out literature and narrative that's totally not true. I got the facts right here, guys. And I'll just remember it. You're talking about gun violence, right? Everybody remember Virginia Tech shooting? Does anybody remember the shooting at Virginia Tech? Well, I do. Virginia Tech. And this was back in, let me see, it's most recent, I'm sorry. I get a little ahead. Yeah, April 2007. April 2007, a student shot up his professor, who was on, matter of fact, I'm going to leave that alone back. Anyway, that goes to show I know something I can't tell at all. But the guy who shot his professor and fellow students, well, he used a handgun. He didn't use an assault rifle, as they call it. He didn't use an AR-15. He didn't use an AK-47. He didn't use any automatic weapon, just a pistol. He just used a revolver. That's what it did. You want truth be told, it was just a revolver. Nothing automatic. But here's all the places that have some mass shootings back in the days. New York City Technical College, 1986. Ain't no AR-15. Seminole Rock College, 1992. Rose Lake, Washington, 1996. Bethel, Alaska, 1997. Pearl, Mississippi, October 1st, 1997. Stamp, Arkansas, 12/15, 1997. And this was after a few years after 1997. This was after the crime bill, not the crime bill, but the crime bill and the weapons ban was implemented, thanks to Joe Biden. I remember that now. He's your president. Jordan Burroughs, Arkansas, March 24th, 1998. Pennsylvania, 1998. Fayetteville, Tennessee, 1998. Springfield, Oregon, 1998. Richmond, Virginia, 6/15, 1998. Littleton, Colorado, 4/20, 1999. Denver, Alberta, Canada, May 28, 1999. Georgia, May 20th, 1999. Denver, New Mexico, November 19th, 1999. Fort Gibson, Oklahoma. That's what that happened in December 6, 1999. Santa Fe, California, March 5th, 2001. Lancaster, Pennsylvania, 2006. Virginia Tech, of course, April 2007. Mobile, Alabama, March 2008. Jerusalem Jewish Seminary, Jerusalem, March 2008. University of North Carolina, March 2008. And I just stopped right. I almost forgot. Los Angeles, California, March 2008. That's just to name a few I have in this book, We're Living in the Finished Work of Christ. I addressed there's some other issues, not just the First Amendment. But every time there's a mass shooting, politicians want to pass a new law. If the law they passed 5 years ago didn't work, why would you think that the law they're trying to pass is going to work? It's not going to work. Criminals are going to continue to acquire firearms to commit mayhem, destruction, and murder. Makes no difference when, where, and how. They're going to acquire it. They may use a hammer. They may use a knife. Great Britain have a knife problem. They don't have a gun problem. They don't. Matter of fact, they're not allowed to own guns in Great Britain. Neither in New Zealand or Australia or China. But I'm going to tell you your bottom dollar, a knife is the major problem. So that's what that tells you. That tells you it's not the weapon of choice, it's humans. You got individuals who have some psychological issues and have not received evaluation, therapy, or treatment. And guess what? Here we are. But it's not the rifles, it's not the pistols, it's not the guns, it's definitely not the legally gun owners. It's those people who acquire firearms illegally. Illegally. Law-abiding citizens will not go and pull out their Glock that is locked up with a with a key lock on it go out and start brandishing and shooting people on random. It's the people who got these firearms illegally. If you have a weapon that somebody stole it, broke in your house and stole it, guess what? Somebody you know. And they sold it. And guess what? Here's an illegal firearm on the street shooting people. People break into firearms dealerships. And they do it all the time. Or buy it from drug lords across the borders or drug dealers. But I'm here to tell you guys, the law is not working. So if you really care about your Second Amendment rights, vote somebody who does. And if you want the mass shooting to cease, slow down, or stop, then you ask your person that you're going to find that you want in office to raise the penalties for those who have illegally acquired weapons of destruction and murder to create mayhem. Taking away from all people trying to protect their home is not the answer. The answer is raise the cost for going out there shooting innocent people. You shoot somebody innocently, great. We got a proposition for you. You are not only going to prison, but you're going in prison for life. For every person you killed, that's over 10 to 20 years. No mercy, no just hard labor, that's it. No parole. Then the person who's watching behind us saying, this guy's being locked up for life for the shootout or going to face death. You know, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to shoot nobody out here. I'm not going to do it. Problem solved, or at least limited. Drug dealers, you're going to pay a serious penalty. Why I don't hear that? Like the gentleman said, he said, why are you penalizing the law-abiding citizens? Well, anyway, guys, share, make a comment. We appreciate all your comments. Share, subscribe, tell your friends. And guys, talk to your congressmen, send letters to them. Load them with letters. Congress, your Senate, your House of Representatives, your state Senate, your state House of Representatives, and you hit your mayors and your city council hard like bricks. And they hopefully, they'll get the message. And if they don't get the message, hey, do like Black Lives Matter and Antifa do. Stand in front of the house and protest peacefully. I don't want the FBI coming to me saying, hey, you encourage them to riot right in front of the mayor's house. No, I am not advocating that. But what I am advocating, you go to City Hall for all that, if that concern is that much of a concern. But anyway, all I'm saying is get your voices heard. Let these people know you are not pleased. This is not the legislation you want. This is not what you're looking for. They are not representing you. And you come by and get your friends. Call them, get on the phone, send flyers, whatever. But guys, keep it peacefully. Continue to be law-abiding citizens. And hopefully we'll get this matter resolved. If not, then we'll go back to a time that... Y'all hear that? You hear that? That's where we're going. Unless we take a stand, guys, and let your congressman know and vote for the people that represent us, this is our future. This is our future. My father served in the Korean conflict. My grandfather served in World War II. My father did 30 years in the Army. My grandfather served during World War II in the Navy. And I served in the Army and Air Force, did over 22 years. Guys, it's time to protect our Constitution. Let's protect our civil liberty and take a stand. Share this video to all your friends and get together and let's have a conversation. In the meantime, guys, this is Antonio Arnold, a.k.a. Beast Mode. Wake up, America. Signing off. Y'all have a good day. Airborne.